Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area. 49ers logged their first loss of the season in a game that was just all over the place. So many mistakes, so many missed opportunities, and they were not able to walk out of Levi Stadium with a win. But shockingly, they were within 5 points. They actually have a chance. Four takeaways. The 49ers gave the ball away four times to the Jacksonville Jags, two interceptions, two fumbles, tipped balls. I mean, just an ugly game from the offense. And then the defense could not stop the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a lot of running by Travis Etienne. They couldn't stop explosives. And the special teams, they couldn't respond and hold the Jacksonville Jags to returns either. Just a messy game by everybody. And the one thing I have to say is that I think the 49ers are holding themselves accountable. All the players that spoke after the game said it was their fault. I think one of the key indicators was Kendrick Bourne, who said, it was just timing. You look at the receiving core of the 49ers, and Ricky Pearsall's one guy who's the receiver who has been around through training camp, through the offseason, worked with Brock Purdy before they had training camp in Florida. He's the one guy. He's the one target. Christian McCaffrey too. He's the probably top receiver on this team right now. But George Kittle, one of his favorite targets, hasn't been on the field with him. He's been out. You look at Kendrick Bourne. He's only been on the team for 3 weeks, and he said, yes, in practice, I'm catching passes. It feels great. It's scripted. It's timed. But you get out on the football field and they're playing backyard football because Brock is, doing a scramble drill. And he said, I don't feel comfortable yet. He's like, I tried to find the soft spot in the field to get open so that he could find me. And he didn't know where the ball was coming from. And it just felt uncomfortable. So that's kind of the overall kind of umbrella comment about the team right now. They're not comfortable, especially on the offense. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is doing everything he can, but a couple balls, he said, yes, I didn't catch that one ball. He's like, but I can make that play. Fred Warner, forced fumble, didn't recover it. He can make that play. Missed interceptions by Fred Warner. Yes, they would have been tough catches, but he can make that play. They have players on this team, and this game versus the Jaguars, they just could not make those plays. It was just like all the plays that they should have made, they didn't make. But Kendrick Bourne kind of summed it up the best by saying, it's guys that we haven't been on the offense together that long. Demarcus Robinson hasn't been on the field practicing with Brock Purdy since training camp. It's week 4. And then Brock Purdy hasn't been throwing with him that long because they only had training camp together. And then he was out for 3 weeks. Brock Purdy's been out. So their timing isn't 100% either. Ricky Pearsall had a great game, but he hit his knee really hard on the ground and it was a little sore. So he went back out there for one play and then shut it down. But again, they were still within 5 points. Crazy. On the defense, Trevor Lawrence could have had a tea party behind the line of scrimmage and still been able to throw the ball and not have any pressures. It just was a challenging game all the way across the board. The defensive line is not getting pressure because they're without Nick Bosa. And granted, yes, there are other guys out there, but Nick Bosa generates attention. Two guys are going to double team Nick Bosa all the time. It's going to take a chip from a running back or a tight end and then a defense and an offensive lineman. So all the attention that Nick Bosa gets on the other side is now spread across everybody. So there's going to be less opportunities for guys like Bryce Huff, for guys like Mykel Williams, and then the leadership in the room. He's not there to tell them, hey, this tackle likes to do this. Hey, this guard likes to do this. He's seen so much in the league from all of his experience that he can give those little tips and that guidance to the new players. So he's not going to be around for a while, but I'm sure he'll be around and trying to help guys out and trying to still offer information and intel when they're in their meetings. But for right now, they're without him. Fred Warner, fantastic play on the field, but just, missed opportunities with the interceptions, you could tell how much it bothered him. He was on the ground with his head on the ground for so long, just upset that he couldn't make the play. So, I mean, it's a ton of missed opportunities, and four takeaways were huge for the 49ers today. Ricky Pearsall said he is not sure whether he is going to be able to play on Thursday. Doctors are going to look at him tomorrow. Joan Jennings, man, that blow to the ribs. I asked him about it. He's like, man, it was bad. I mean, like, made the 2-point conversion, but that player, it's like kind of a cheap shot right to the ribs. So maybe he'll be able to play. They are not really going to practice this week. They probably will have a light practice. They're going to come and watch film on Monday. Tuesday, they're going to have a light practice. And then Wednesday, we don't have any availability because they will be, doing that day before game thing where they don't have any availability in the locker room. So we'll see what happens this week. They just need to play complimentary football, and this game was uncomplimentary. Special teams allowed a touchdown. Thomas Morstead hit 20 miles an hour. And he said in the locker room after the game, he's like, if I'm hitting 20 miles an hour, something bad has happened. And it did. Return for a touchdown, punt return for a touchdown. On a couple of those plays, you saw guys friendly fire, just not playing well, not playing clean. I think it was Jason Pinnock ran into D Winters, who was the closest guy to, on one of the returns. So it's, they've got to take a hard look at the film. They can't dwell on it too long, but they need to get their chemistry together. They need to get their timing together. Those are the huge things that they lacked. Still no rushing touchdowns for the 49ers at all. No pass rush. It's concerning. No interceptions. They haven't had an interception since last year, week 11. That's nuts for a team that has prided themselves on takeaways and pressures and sacks. And the defense has been playing well. They've been keeping them in games, but honestly, they've got to have bigger plays to win games. The fact that they were still in it, 5 points, shocking. 4 turnovers, and they're still within five points, crazy. But just did not work. And there's a lot of work they have to do. I think it's going to be tough for them to pull it together by Thursday when they play the Rams because, I mean, this offense is off. It's guys, Sky Moore wasn't here during training camp. Demarcus Robinson missed 3 games. Kendrick Bourne is new. Ricky Pearsall is hurt. Juwan Jennings hasn't practiced. He's been hurt. He's had the calf. He's had the hold in. He's been hurt, shoulder, ankle, everything. So he hasn't practiced. Brock Purdy hasn't practiced until this week, limited. So I don't know how the offense is going to pull it together by Thursday. It's going to be a tall task, but they are going to need to be on their A game for the Rams because the Rams just won another game. The NFC is all tied up at the top. So it's going to be a tough haul for the 49ers on Thursday. I know the Rams have a short week too, but I think the Rams have the edge right now. Now, 49ers faithful will be down there at SoFi Stadium, which is, gives the 49ers a little bit of an advantage. But man, it's going to be a tough one for the 49ers on Thursday. We'll see how this week goes. We'll see how the injury report comes out tomorrow with Kyle Shanahan and the conference call. We'll see, but it's going to be a tough one. All right, everybody. Hope y'all are well. Hope you all took your blood pressure meds during this game because it was one that just, wow, keep you on the edge of your seat. And I think that's going to be kind of the theme of this year's 49ers with Nick Bosa being out. But good news is that I have some intel that I think George Kittle is trending to be ready for that Tampa game. So I think he'll be back, and I think that'll make a huge, huge difference on the offense. Jake Tonjes and Luke Farrell are doing an exceptional job. Of course, Luke Farrell fumbled one ball today, a catch that he had, which caused, the next play, Travis Etienne runs it in for a touchdown. So the Jacksonville Jags took advantage of every single turnover, scored points, and just was not the 49ers day today. So we'll see what happens on Thursday. But until then, I'll keep you updated. Stay tuned here. Please subscribe, please like, let me know what you think. Any comments you have, questions, leave them in the comments. Talk to you guys soon.